When you believe in something, shout it from the rooftops. And if you're curious about something, dive in, go explore. Don't be scared to say, I don't know, but I'll find out. Staying curious has been
huge.
The number one thing.
Hey, this week's episode, we had Tyler Hebert. He's the marketing director at the Opportunity Machine. I personally went through the Opportunity Machine about 8 years ago with a concept that I had. Tell you what, it was valuable at the time for me, but what they're doing for startups, and they're predominantly in the tech world today. I want you to listen to some of the things they talk about ego, how it gets in the way of growth and growing and working with the customers in the future. Here's Tyler's episode. I love the Opportunity Machine, and I love what you guys do for entrepreneurs. There's just not enough of it out there. You know, it's hard to start a company.
That's how I ended up there. I wish that I had went through their program.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I tried to figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what, whenever I left the company that I founded, I wanted to not make that mistake again.
Yeah.
And just like anybody else, you could sit there and tell yourself a sad sob story, or you can go learn from your mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. See, so I started 3 different companies when I went through the Opportunity Machine.
That's right.
So a business partner now, Blake Adams, started Short and Fat.
That's right.
Custom clothiers, right? And we were able to get in their incubator, and I thought I knew everything, right? I started 3 companies. By then I had sold 3, and we started Short and Fat. And the structure makes sense.
Sure.
Being in a community around a cohort and then with mentors, it was a big deal.
It is.
So I love what you guys are doing. What I think it's kind of changed a little bit since we went through. Tell me about what the Opportunity Machine is doing and what its ultimate goal is.
The ultimate goal is economic development and diversity, right? We want to have more jobs, more availability, and ultimately, I remember being in school as a kid and being told, go get your college degree. They'll have jobs waiting for you. Well, that only happens if entrepreneurs solve hair on fire problems.
That's right. That's exactly right. So there are jobs available.
Absolutely. You don't know that as a kid, and you don't know that especially in college.
Yeah.
So the way things have evolved is we wanted to craft our own niche. And so tech and tech enabled has been the filter. So if you're wanting to build a true tech startup, wonderful. Come on down. And you really don't have to have a ton of experience, if any.
Just an idea, though, or a desire? And that
literally come in with your back of the napkin sketch.
Yeah.
This is the problem that I have or I've seen, and I'd like to get curious about it and learn the lean business model canvas, get hyper clear on your messaging and who you'd like to talk to. And, you've participated as a mentor, so you're in a position to uniquely connect them to potential customers.
Correct.
And so this customer discovery piece is the magic.
Oh, 100%. Because that's one of the harder parts, especially if you don't have a network or, an ecosystem.
Yeah.
Meeting mentors and getting them to guide you and listening and doing what they suggest is a key.
The interesting part you said earlier, you're like, I thought I knew everything. Well, yeah, same here. Mm-hmm. Especially when you're marketing and sales, because that's a superpower. But when you're building a model, you need to be super curious.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to ask questions that are not leading, right? So I may ask you, when's the last time you had a problem finding pants?
Yeah, correct.
Right? Well, if I've never had a problem finding pants, well, how big of a problem is it? And, what's it worth to you to find that resolution, right?
Yep.
So if you're talking to me and like paying $150 for pants is solving an issue, wonderful. Well, then I may have something there. And if I'm hearing that over and over again, 15, 30, 100 times, I have something.
Yeah, and that's the key to a good startup is that there's a problem out in the market.
That's right.
And you have a solution to that problem.
Yeah.
I love what you said about messaging because I love messaging. I think that's the key to great marketing. We don't really appreciate that so much. And the saddest part is even if these guys have the best idea, they have the best product, but if they can't get their message out, then there are inferior offerings that are going to win the day because they're clearer. It's
always the case.
It's always the case. Yeah.
And it's usually the second guy that comes behind you
Yeah.
and sees what you did or didn't do.
Yeah.
But I kind of equate it back to the caveman days. It's like you're out there, you're leading the way, and you go and you look over the cliff and you say, hey, it's safe over here. Yo, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you're doing in marketing is
Yeah.
signaling
Exactly.
people.
That's right. That's exactly right. So how did you get your marketing background?
Interestingly enough, my degree's in psychology.
That's pretty
And
important.
you spend a lot of time observing human behavior and understanding the testing piece.
Yeah.
And so when I started to realize that I was going to graduate from UL 2008, maybe actually a few years earlier, I was working at Marley's and I saw a girl graduate and thought, man, she's not going anywhere. And it's probably because she didn't have any relevant experience. And so I was driving in Broussard, and this was right before Ocean's Behavioral Hospital on Albertsons Parkway was open. Drove in there, told the director what I wanted to do. She said, great, I have an entry-level position. Come on. So I spent a year, maybe two, while I was still in school, learning the ins and outs, but actually taking care of patients.
Really?
Yeah. And you learn a true level of humility, serving people that are very vulnerable. In some cases, the lowest time in their life. Yeah. And I developed sort of a passion. I decided, I think I may want to go to med school. I think I may want to do all these things, but I never really deviated from my major.
Yeah.
So when I graduated, I started applying to med school and started doing all the work and realized I need to get a job. And I kind of fell in love with the business development piece as I started to work there, fielding the calls, talking to patients directly, talking to their family members. And that ultimately, I went from intake into marketing. And so I'm having to go in and develop relationships with nursing homes, with hospitals, home health agencies, and physicians. Yeah. And it's hard to earn trust. You have to.
It takes time, and you have to be credible, reliable,
That's it. And you have to believe in what you do.
Oh, yeah. And too many people out there, for example, in sales or marketing, it's a job.
Yeah.
What I love about what you said, though, is you were working with the patients and you fell in love with that, and they were at their lowest points. And you had to find them where they are, love them where they are, and then build them up and help them, go on their journey.
That's right.
And now you're doing the same thing at the Opportunity Machine. Not that they're at the lowest point.
Sure.
But they're at a new beginning.
Yes.
Right. And they're at a new beginning, and you have the opportunity to set them on the right path.
That's right.
And that's critical.
They're scared. None of us want to be beginners at anything that we do. And if you've spent your entire career, you tend to fancy yourself a subject matter expert at some point. You get so good at whatever it is that you're doing. So when you go into the startup phase, you realize that, I might be great at marketing, or I might be great at PR, but I don't understand cash flow. I don't understand sales cycles. I don't understand expense monitors. And ultimately the QA, QC part of building tech. You need to fall in love with your potential client and their problems and what matters to them and all of these little nuances that come with it. I certainly don't want to go build a product that nobody asked for.
Yeah.
The world's full of that.
Yeah. and it's kind of sad because you know that the idea is good. And in one way, though, if it's a great product and you can get it out on the market and prove it, then that's something. But if nobody even knows about it or they don't know their problem, we're in trouble.
It's a tragedy. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
And you have to be so convicted to be able to speak about it and ultimately to stare up in bed at night wondering, is this what God had intended for me?
That's right.
It shouldn't be this hard. It absolutely is that hard. And when I first got there, Destin quote, I don't want to mess up the quote, but we're the cheerleader when they need a cheerleader, but we're also the counselor, the therapist, the encourager. During those low times when energy's low, maybe you hit a few roadblocks, you got some gatekeepers in the way, and it can be frustrating. Yeah,
no doubt about it.
And so,
well, it's great that they have support. So how do you serve the Opportunity Machine today?
So as their marketing director and communications manager, it's my job to encourage others to come in with their back of the napkin concept and enter into our builder program 1.0, which is about a 10-week course where they come in once a week. Destin is teaching the course. They have assignments that they're doing. When it comes to right now, AI is such a big thing, and it's misunderstood. It's overused. It's underused. The difference is, a lot of folks will do some research. Maybe they read, maybe they don't read, the TLDR.
Yep.
Well, this builder program forces you to do the work, or at least provides the accountability, because you can't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. But creating a kind of a safe space for people to come in, be a beginner, work through this, have some very pointed mentorship. That's the thing with mentorship is we don't want to waste the mentor. Their time is very valuable. Let me say that, right? And so when a founder has a very specific problem that we feel that this person can provide a great solution, some feedback, then we'll pair them up and we'll sort of schedule that time and curate it. So that way it's beneficial for both parties as quickly as possible. And we'll have different events that allow people to mix and mingle and give you opportunity to pitch.
Yeah. That was always fun.
Absolutely. And you and I both know, just like sports, right? You need the reps.
Yeah.
You need to spend time with the material. You need to craft the narrative. So at a marketing level, one of the privileges that I've got, we're working with LA.io, which is the new innovation branch of Louisiana Economic Development. And I'm sort of charged with the task of telling those stories. And so we've got some fun companies that are doing big things. One of our companies, GlowSense, I did the first mini documentary on these guys. They got a $1.5 million SBIR grant.
No kidding.
Yep. Which is, gosh, Noah is one of their co-founders. He's so great at paperwork and being curious about his customers, but they're literally building tracer ammo.
Oh, wow.
From the ground up. So instead of phosphorus, it's now a glow paint.
Oh, that's a big dang deal.
Right. And you can see it going, but you can't see it coming.
Yeah, that is a really, really big deal. Is it about every fourth or fifth or round?
Every round.
It's every round.
And they started with 40 millimeter grenades. So if you ever saw Terminator 2 where he's shooting that grenade gun that spins.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And
Holy moly.
That's the prototype. It's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if people appreciate, but that's a very big deal.
I didn't appreciate it till I went down that rabbit hole and got to understand, now Noah's, spent a lot of time at UL. Yeah. He was a civilian contractor in the Navy. So it's a true testament to when preparation meets opportunity.
Absolutely. And for anybody watching or listening, imagine you hear about all these civilian casualties. Mm-hmm. If you can be more accurate and pinpoint targets rather than just spray and pray, you know what I mean? That'll save lives.
Absolutely.
It'll save money, which unfortunately you got to have money to do this. Yeah. But it's about the lives to me. That's a big deal.
It is.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course. His co-founder is Stephen Arnold, who's also a former Marine. Yeah. Or once a Marine, always a Marine.
Amen.
And I say it constantly. I mean, they're doing the Lord's work. They really are.
They are. Yeah. And
solving problems relentlessly.
I love it. I love it. That's a major success story.
Agreed.
So I love that you're documenting this and you're shining the light on these entrepreneurs and their companies.
Absolutely.
Is that a paid program, the Builders program, or do they have to just join the Opportunity Machine and apply and they get selected? Or
so there's levels to the membership, but ultimately it's free to UL students, which we really want to make sure that everyone knows that. Yeah. We do that on purpose. We want them to come in. We want them to treat it as a lab, as a place to come in and get experience. The general membership is a bargain. It's like $100 a month.
Yeah.
Once you join, you can present your premise. You meet. It's as simple as a conversation with Destin and Teresa. And then, we host it 3 times a year.
Okay, so I have 3 cohorts, I guess, that go through.
Correct.
And it's a 10-week program each time.
Yes, sir.
Are there, I know it's tech driven, but
Mhm.
are there companies that have developed an app that can go through and their app is their company or project?
Absolutely. Software as a service.
Yeah.
Mallard Bay is a great example.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, for a dad
Yeah.
that has 3 daughters,
Yeah.
I don't have a place to go hunt. But if
Yeah.
I wanted to just book a trip,
Yeah, it's really, really smart.
agreed.
Yeah, that's great. So I love what you're doing, and I feel that your highlighting these companies is definitely leading people toward their journeys. I kind of want to talk about you helping the Opportunity Machine grow and getting
Sure.
that message out, because you've obviously been with Oceans. You helped them grow. That's a fascinating story if nobody knows about it. But I want to talk about growing companies.
Yeah.
And so you're not only helping today companies grow, but they're growing, and that ultimate goal of the Opportunity Machine is being met.
Yeah. The rewarding part is, some of these documentaries will be evergreen.
Mhm.
They'll sit there. They'll reap the benefits from it from an SEO perspective.
Yep.
GEO is a new term that you're going to start to see. So if you can't speak with authority about certain topics or about whatever your topic is, you're probably not going to end up on ChatGPT or Gemini.
Correct. So what does the G stand for?
Generative.
Okay. See, I had heard AEO,
Mhm.
answer engine, search
Sure.
engine or engine optimization.
Yeah.
So I guess the same thing. It's
thing.
AI will pull up you if you do a good enough job.
Yeah.
So whoever's out there listening, write FAQs, put FAQs on your
Absolutely. Wix has made incredible. We just redid our Innovate South website, which is a big tech conference coming up in April, where our top companies are going to get up there and pitch.
Yep.
Come be a part of it. If you're part of the tech community, we want to meet you. We want to get to know you. Ultimately, I kind of coined this phrase. It's like we all belong to we all belong to each other. It truly is a community that wants to see you win.
Yeah.
That's very rare in business, as you know.
Yep. It's so competitive out there.
It is. If you have a company or you want to come and get to understand what tech is out there, what's being built, you're going to get the latest and greatest. We've got some really amazing keynote speakers, some AI experts. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Definitely.
So you mentioned to me earlier that you're part of a CrossFit
That's
gym. Right. And we were talking about how, the 85-year-olds out there, the 90-year-olds, it's rough. It's rough. And if you don't prepare, you're living the lifestyle. So I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
The things you're doing that complement or align with your lifestyle.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. What gets you into business? We've been around since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
We're over there off of Cypress. And it dawned on me that, being able to handstand walk at 80, if that's my standard versus just being able to sit down in a chair, odds of me, it thriving during that period of life is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
But the perspective was walking into these nursing homes with Oceans and seeing that our Medicare dollars are being spent teaching people how to sit on the toilet, how to swallow, how to transfer in the bed. So as far as day to day, I mean, I'm in the gym at 4 a.m. For my 5 a.m. class. We lift, we run, we row, we bike. But at the end of the day, as well as I do, finding adult friends that have similar interests is not always the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
But when you're in a community of like-minded individuals, other parents that are sort of living the same life as you have some fun, some dialogue, just a way to express yourself that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise. That has been the saving grace. And I just turned 41. Started this journey when I was in my 20s, obviously. And what you find is now my parents are getting older. My kids, I have a 21, 14, and 12-year-old. And, you're going to the volleyball games, getting ready for the school plays. So you have to meet all their needs.
Yeah.
When your parents start to get older, there are responsibilities that come with that as well.
Oh, I'm living it myself. And I love it, and I'm thankful for it, but it's different. So you have to get used to it.
The unfortunate part, at my age is be very easy to tell myself a story that I don't have time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's typically when we meet people. They're on their journey back into fitness, realizing if I don't do something now, tomorrow I'm going to snap my fingers and I'm 65.
Yeah.
And I'm burying my parent, or I'm, walking my daughter down the aisle and having to go back to the gym to make that happen.
Yeah.
I just can't say it enough. Like, make the time. You're worth it. Your body's worth it. Preserving your dignity towards the end of life is perhaps the kindest thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah, sure.
It truly is.
And it does help you avoid you're never going to avoid totally not asking your kids to help.
Of course.
Because it's required. But if you can stave that off for a little longer or be more independent, and I'm going to tell you for yourselves, losing your independence is so painful and so difficult to go through. And it's frustrating. I mean, I'm witnessing it with my older relatives. It is just very, very difficult. And so I have an issue with my eyesight. Mm-hmm. I don't drive at night anymore. I'm 60 and I don't drive at night anymore. So my wife now has to, take that on.
Sure.
And so things change, but if you can stave off that. And so I appreciate you sharing with me.
Of course.
I got to get y'all back on and talk about the CrossFit
Love to.
gym. What's the name of it again?
It's Grounded Fitness Acadiana.
Grounded Fitness Acadiana. Okay. Well, let's definitely do that. So, kind of wrap up little quick questions.
Sure.
Who has been your inspiration? Because I will tell you, you've got some stuff figured out.
I appreciate that.
I love that you had that experience. One with your degree, right? It's a good degree that people probably told you're never going to do anything unless you go to med school or whatever.
That's right.
But you've taken that as a foundation, and then your experience working with elderly patients, and people who are at their rock bottom, really.
That's right.
And you've taken that and you've moved on. What really inspired you to go that direction?
It's a great question. My dad, I think everybody says that, but when you get to my age and you reflect back on all the things that come up for you, my dad told me early on, you're an athlete, once an athlete, always an athlete. So you need to stay active. When it came down to what I was going to do, I, of course, thought about going into the oil field just like him, but he never encouraged me to do something that just didn't make sense for me.
Didn't align with your characteristics or goals.
And he said, you care about people. You want to go and serve those folks. So lean into it, And of course, when you believe in something, shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
And if you're curious about something, dive in, go explore. Don't be scared to say, I don't know, but I'll find out. And staying curious has been the number one thing.
So, and that aligns so well with the work you're doing today with the Opportunity Machine.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly what you experience. You can share that with those guys because it's a critical time.
It's true.
So what's the biggest kind of light bulb moment you had working with entrepreneurs? Good, bad, and different,
It wasn't something that I didn't know, but when you immerse yourself with peers, you're able to see yourself more clearly. And we do function as a coach. And part of being a coach is being able to capture and catch somebody's story accurately and then reflect it back to them. And the team asked me this week while we were doing our brand voice guide, why didn't you come whenever you did your startup? I said, arrogance. I didn't know what I didn't know. And so
ego maybe too.
100% ego.
It's related. So
yeah. And ego is always trying to keep us safe based on what we know. Brain's always trying to predict the future to keep you safe. So I'll frame ego that way.
Yeah.
And it'll kill you too.
Oh, yeah.
It'll send you down a
doubt about
path
it.
that, you shouldn't. And so that's been the biggest revelation, is that everyone's walking down that same journey. The folks that are willing to set their ego aside early and often and really focus on the evidence.
Yeah.
If you're willing to test your business assumptions, you're going to find what you're looking for. Or, I think the term, the light bulb has been de-risk.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're going to ask people for money and ask investors for money, you carry a very heavy burden, and it is your responsibility to go in, de-risk, ask the questions before you get up and talk to people and say, hey, give me money because I have a great idea.
Yeah.
Sure you do. All ideas are great until you have to test them.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's it. And if they hold up, yeah, you're onto something. We want to see you win. So we try to make that process as easy as possible.
You got to remove a lot of clutter to see what you need to protect.
Oh, yeah.
And when you find out what you need to protect, like any kind of, I guess, proprietary information. You got to protect it hard.
You do.
And then that's part of de-risking.
That's right.
Is look, I got it. Let's roll with it with our strength.
Well, that customer discovery piece informs that, hey, maybe at this point you got some intellectual property you developed. Now it's worth spending a little money to protect it. But I'm going to be honest with you. It's been my experience that if you have a great idea, the layer of execution that is required to get it to market is going to do all the protecting you need.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So what do you tell folks about the ego question or issue when they start growing their companies and they start bringing in other egos and other people?
Ooh.
Because that is the lessons they're learning today about that are going to pay dividends as they bring more people, because we have complexities, we have confusion, communication's an issue, but ego always gets in the way.
It does. As a leader, it's our responsibility to ask, to get curious first. But I think probably the most poignant question ends up being, how's that working out for you?
Yay.
And what I mean is
That's
like,
great.
Hey, you're managing people. Are you getting the results that you want? It's a yes or no.
Like our guest just mentioned, chaos has a way of creeping up in our business, and it's confusing. It causes delay, and it's really, really expensive. I want to invite you to take our Erase the Chaos business assessment. It takes about 10 minutes to take. You'll get a free PDF report, and you'll have the tools you need to grow without chaos. Now, back to the episode.
Tell me about your approach. How's the approach working for you?
Yep.
I listened to Mr. Dore on your that you posted this week.
Yeah,
did a phenomenal job.
Unbelievable.
Incredibly self-aware, and seeing the value in investing in people, and ultimately just having the empathy for them, allowing them to. You got to be gentle with some people, and for some folks, if you ask the right questions, they'll loosen up.
Yeah, and that is the key. Asking insightful questions that make them think, and so they can come to their own conclusions.
That's right.
And then go on, but without letting ego get in the way.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. Is this for you or is this for them?
Yeah, that's right.
Helping them to see how they're showing up.
Yeah. One last thing is I always believe in creating the company for the customer. Too often, they're related to ego, but too often we want this trophy of our experience or what we can do, and we think this product is amazing. We talked about that, how, well, we may have a great product, but nobody wants it, right?
That's right.
We have to build our systems, processes, our products for the customer. And I hope that y'all touch on that. I'm sure you do.
100%.
Yeah.
It's so hard to use a term like customer discovery because it's kind of abstract, but it's the step that I kind of see it as the step that you take before you decide to have a sales conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the jeans. Nobody needs to reinvent jeans. However, finding a good, you know, if you got big quads, finding a pair of jeans that fits well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm willing to spend $150 to $200 on a great fitting pair of jeans. That's not always a problem that's not always the case for somebody who's just happy to have some pants.
Yeah. That's good, man. I really do appreciate you taking the time to come on. I hope that we listen about what the Opportunity Machine is doing for folks.
Yeah.
And y'all just keep it up, man. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to Lead, Grow, Live. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Tyler Hebert. He's doing a lot of important work. We're going to put everything about the Opportunity Machine and what he's got going on in the show notes. But I want to invite you to join us here at Lead, Grow, Live. If you or somebody you know would be great on the show and would help other business owners and entrepreneurs, I'd love for you to come in and be a guest on the show to share the things that you have going on that would help other business owners and entrepreneurs. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And remember, it's how you lead your people, grow your company, and live your life.